healthy and good-looking young men, he said. Make sure they are well-versed in every branch of learning and are gifted with knowledge and good sense, and have poise needed to serve in the royal palace. The king assigned them daily rations of the best food and wine from his own kitchens. They were to be trained for a 3-year period, and then some of them would be made his advisors in the royal court. So he was preparing them to kind of be his servants and whatever he needed in his palace. This way he was preparing them for 3 years. The 4 children that was chosen was Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But this is what makes Daniel one of my favorites. At 15 years old, he made up his mind not to defile his body by eating the food and drinking the wine that the king gave him. And if you read a little further in Daniel 1 and 8, this is the story. And this was unheard of, so much so when Daniel told the king's attendant no, so much so that when Daniel told the king's attendant that was appointed to look over Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, we are going to eat this food, the attendant said, are you crazy? I have much respect for you, Daniel. But if you don't eat this food, the king is going to have me beheaded. So you better eat this food. I'm not gonna, if you come back he said, if you come back too pale or too skinny, the king is going to have me beheaded. So young Daniel said, test us for 10 days on my diet, which consists of pulse, which is vegetables, and water. And after the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men who are eating the king's rich food. Then you can decide whether or not to continue let us eating our diet. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his friends looked healthier, fitter, and more nourished than the others. So after that, the king agreed to their food and left the low-energy food for others. I had to get my health and fitness. So,
Amen.
At 15, this young child, Daniel, and his friends wanted to drink water and eat vegetables.
Amen.
Amen. Right?
Amen.
They wanted to drink water and eat vegetables. Daniel understood that what you put into your body is what you get out. In order for him to operate at the level that God needed him to be on to show this king Daniel's God, he needed to change his diet. We cannot put oil into our body and expect for it to run at its optimal level. We can't put junk into our body and expect it to be healthy. God has reasons for the demands that he placed on us. We may not understand it, but there's a reason for the discipline that he placed on us. And this is what makes Daniel special. The king had a dream that scared him. And he asked the village sorcerers, magicians, enchanters, all of that, you know, as they would say, black magic stuff, asking all of them to interpret this dream for him. But no one knew what the dream meant. So this story is in Daniel 2 and 10. So the astrologers, the magicians, the enchanters told the king, no one has ever asked us of this before. No one except the gods can reveal this dream to you, and they don't live amongst us. So the king got furious. He said, well, I'm going to order all of the wise men of Babylon to be executed. And Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was a part of these wise men of Babylon. So Daniel was 17 at this time, by the way. So when the commander came to get Daniel, he handled the situation with wisdom. He asked the commander, you know, what happened? And the commander told him. So Daniel went to the king and requested more time to tell the king his dream. So this is in Daniel 2 and 17. The king agreed, and Daniel went back to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and said, we have to ask the God of heaven to tell us the secret of the dream, because if not, we're going to be executed with the rest of the men, the wise men of Babylon. So that night, the secret was revealed to Daniel in a vision. Daniel went to the king and told him the dream precisely. So children, listen. This is why it's important to surround yourself around peers that are on the same level as you. If any of them were lacking, falling behind, they would have failed that test and been executed along with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Daniel became the king's favorite because after that of his gift to interpret the dreams, the king always took him, and that was like became his right-hand man. No one expected 17-year-old Daniel to know the secret of this dream. It takes discipline and sacrifice once God places that assignment on your life. And we read the interpretation of that dream. To me, it reflects what's happening now. That's just my personal opinion. The dream is in Daniel 2 and 24 if we want to reread the interpretation of the dream. When God has placed a special assignment on your life, it is sinful not to fulfill it. Let me rephrase that. When God has placed a special assignment on your life, he will punish you for not walking down that path. It is time to stir up your gift. 1 Timothy 4:14 states, do not neglect the spiritual gifts you received through the prophecies spoken to you when the elders of the church laid their hands on you. The time is now to stir up your gift. The last great child of the Bible that I had time to speak of is David. So we're going to go to into 1 Samuel 16. So while you're going there, I'm going to give you a little background. Saul, who was the king at this time, sinned and disobeyed God's instructions. So God stripped Saul of his powers. God then needed a more equipped successor to follow Saul. So this is Samuel 16:1. Finally, the Lord said to Samuel, you have mourned long enough for Saul. I have rejected him as king of Israel. Now fill your horn with olive oil and go to Bethlehem. Find a man named Jesse who lives there, for I have selected one of his sons to be my new king. So I'm skipping to verse 6. When they arrived, Samuel took one look at Eliam and thought, surely this is the Lord's anointed. But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord doesn't make decisions the way you do. People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord looks at a person's thoughts and intentions. Then Jesse told his next son to step forward and walk in front of Samuel. And God said, no, not him either. Then Jesse summoned his next son. God said, no, not him either. Samuel said, no, none of these sons God has chosen. All 7 of Jesse's sons were presented to him. And Samuel said to Jesse, the Lord has not chosen any of your sons. Are these all the sons you have? I know he's not going to send me over here for nothing, especially on this donkey. I know it's a reason I'm here. Then Jesse said, well, they're still the youngest, but he's out in the field watching the sheep. So then Samuel told him, well, send for him at once. We would not sit down and eat until he arrived. So Jesse sent for him, and David was running, burnt little boy on the backside of the mountain, just scrawny little thing. David's brothers were warriors, big, tall men, and David was just a little boy. But the Lord said, this is the one. Anoint him. And Samuel got the olive oil, and David was the youngest, just a boy, being anointed to be a king. Imagine that for a second. He wasn't even thought of. All 7 of his big, tall siblings came and went. He was in the field working. And Samuel had to ask, do you not have any other sons for me to anoint? And then he said nonchalantly, yeah, there's one in the back of the field. Well, that's the one. Go get him. See, as people, we are very quick to judge by people outside appearances. God chooses you by your mind, your intentions, your heart, and
that's
your
right,
passion.
Pam.
If you're bad on the outside, and if you're bad on the outside, but yet your heart is pure, you're a pure individual. But I don't care how you may smile and look. If you evil on the inside, then you evil on the inside. You cannot change that. So when Samuel went to Jesse and having all his sons, oh, this one big, this one tall, he could fight anybody. God said, I rejected all of them. Go get the little one that Go get the one that's working in the field.
Come on, Pam.
David was just a young small boy when he was anointed king. And he was just a small boy when he decided to fight the giant Goliath. Goliath was a big giant bully, 9 feet tall, bronze helmet. His armor weighed 125 pounds. Just big, just tall and big, just a bully. This giant said to him in 1 Samuel 17:9, if your man is able to kill me, then we will be your slaves. But if I kill him, you will be our slaves. So for 40 days, twice a day, this giant would just come out and torment the Israelite army. Just tormenting them. Just give me your food. You like that cornbread? It's my cornbread now. Just tormenting them, right? So no adult would accept this challenge. People were afraid to test him. David heard of the giant tormenting people in the Acts of the reward the king was given to kill the giant true. Because the king said whoever killed the giant will get a king's daughter, and they will be exempt, their family will be exempt from paying taxes. So they said, yeah, that's the truth. If you kill the giant, that's true. So David said, well, I'll kill him. David's brothers and Saul told David, are you crazy? There is no way you can win. You're just a little boy. That giant was a little boy when he decided to get into the army. There's no way you can win. David said, but I've been working in the fields, taking care of my father's sheep. When a lion or a bear comes to steal a lamb from the flock, I go after it with a club and take the lamb from his mouth. If the animal turns on me, I catch it by the jaw and club it to death. So this young boy was prepared. So David put on his heavy armor, but it was uncomfortable. So he took it off. He went down to the stream and got 5 smooth stones, and he put on his shepherd's bag, got his shepherd's staff and sling, and he started, of course, to fight Goliath. So Samuel 17:45. So David shouted to Goliath, You come to me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today the Lord will conquer you, and I will kill you and cut off your head. And then I will give your dead bodies of your men to the birds and wild animals, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. Wow. Skipping to 49. So reaching into his shepherd's bag and taking out a stone, he hurled it from his sling. Well, he hurled it from his sling. And he hit the Philistine in his forehead, and the stone sank in Goliath, and he stumbled and fell face downward to the ground. So David triumphed over Philistine giant with just a sling and a stone. So what if David listened to those people and believed that he could not defeat the giant just because he was a little boy? What if he would have actually allowed those people to tell him what he could and could not do? See, children have so much power. Since the ages of 4 to 5, children show signs of their gifts. Right. The magazine Psychology Today reported that, in fact, parents become familiar with their child's gifts before their child starts school. I mentioned in the beginning that I wear many hats, and one of them is a coach for AU team basketball, ages 6 and 12. Overall, these kids are phenomenal. They're disciplined. These kids are determined to play for a great high school basketball team, recruited for high D1 collegiate. After that, hope to play pro ball. These kids are focused, and it seems that they're all cultivating the gift that God has given them. They play ball with like this passion. So I was sitting on the stage. The practice facility has a gym and the stage in one. So I was sitting up on the stage, and I noticed this child who wasn't as talented as the other kids, but he has potential. He did the drills with ambition instead of passion. But he had this want to learn. But every 10 minutes, he was asking for a drink of water or asking to use the restroom. So I said, he's not that into it. So after one of his excursions to the restroom, he's not. He sat next to me and said, Coach Pam, I did not plan on coming here today. I said, why not? He said, well, I'm tired. I just want to go straight home and lay into my mom's bed. It's so comfortable. So I asked him, do you like to play basketball? He said, no, not really. I want to play soccer and I want to become a chemist. I said, wow, chemist? That's interesting. Wow. Why a chemist? He said, well, I have really curly hair, so the mad scientist thing works for me. And plus, I just love it. So instead of him being at a science camp, soccer camp, or med school, he is here running basketball drills. There are times when parents force their dreams, gifts, and ideologies on their children. And that isn't fair to their kid. God gave each and every one of us a gift. Stir it up and let your child cultivate theirs. And children, please don't allow other people's fears to be injected into you. People inject their fears into you because of what they could not do. God knows why he made you. Even if you don't understand it, God knows. God has certain gifts into each and every one of us. We are walking presents. It's no mistake. He did not forget to give you some. There is there. You just have to dig and go and get it. Once we walk in God's purpose for us, he would not let us down. We have to be willing to put in the work. Because people pray for a job and people pray for money but sit in the house all day. Money don't have legs. You got to go and get it, you know? Jeremiah worked, David worked, and Daniel worked. God didn't just bless them. They were cultivating their gifts, and God was able to use them for greater. But there are two stipulations when living in our purpose. One, we must work, and two, we must be willing to serve. People like, Pam, you had me up until that third part.
That's okay.
I'm going to serve my kids food. They can reach the counter now.
That's all right.
But we have to be willing to serve. So I must ask you, was Jesus not a servant? John 13 tells you that Jesus washed his disciples' feet. The same man who walked on water, raised the dead. God's son was humble enough to wash feet. And in those days, they wore sandals, so they were probably some dusty, crusty feet to clean. And Jesus received the vision that Judas was about to betray him, but he still cleaned Judas' feet. In today's world, our boss don't make eye contact with us. Our supervisor thinks the world owes them something. Our co-worker always has something negative to say. And then once we get 100 likes on Instagram now, we think we're too good for people.
Come on, Pam.
God didn't give you a gift for you. It's for you to serve, and I'm speaking from experience.
That's right.
I told you I would explain theology school. 2 years back, I received this vision that I would be in churches. First, I prayed for clarity because I said, I've seen firsthand what a pastor characteristic should be. And if that's what I have to do, then I'm not ready for that. Like, please don't give me that burden. But God, humor is funny. So after sign after sign after sign, I finally submitted, and I attended Oral Roberts University.
Amen.
To be ready for whatever this path was leading to. I wanted to be better equipped to serve God's people. Unfortunately, many denominations, including this one, rejects women as pastors. So I was confused that I kept getting rejected. I'm like, I had to talk to God. I said, hey, I went to theology school. I got deeper in faith, and I'm being rejected. I'm trying to be obedient to your vision, but I'm not understanding what you're trying to show me. So I kept asking, even shouting, like, why? I started to question God, like, why would you make me feel this way? Because I was feeling hurt, angry, and I was feeling rejected. No one wants to feel that rejected feeling. So a few nights later, I was sleeping, and I had a dream. And in the dream, I kept picking the doors that I wanted to go in. And each time I opened the door, it was a brick wall. So once again in the dream, I sat down feeling angry, hurt, and rejected. So I took a deep breath, and I said, okay, God, you show me. And immediately the door right in front of me opened up. And I entered the door, and in that door was like the basement of the church, and people were like working out, playing sports, eating healthy, overall just being active because of how I taught them. And in the dream, God said, this is the door I want you to go in. In real life, I woke up, you know, it sound like that voice is in your ear. So in real life, I woke up, and once I took 2 seconds to realize what happened, like tears just started to fall from my eyes. Here I am trying to go through the doors that I want to go in. Get my 100 likes on Instagram, like that turns to something I could pay a bill with, instead of walking on the path that God laid for me. Once I aligned myself with what God has for me, supernatural connections started to work on my behalf. Organizations started to call me. It's time to live in your purpose. Before I conclude, I want to leave the kids with 3 things. Anything you put your mind to, you can achieve, literally. We have 2 minds. There's the mind that we're using right now to listen, to sing, to talk. Then we have the subconscious mind, which is the mind that reacts to situations and bodily functions without us realizing it. Our blood moving through our body, our breathing, our heart pumping is all controlled by our subconscious mind. That's the other mind. This mind is also the mind that our gift is sitting in. And in the scripture, they reference this to being like the mind of Christ or God's mind. So we must become aware of this mind, and we must control it. We must control the way we think to always think positive, love, joy, and peace. The earth has frequencies that a scientist Nikola Tesla discovered, and words have power, and they carry certain frequencies. We must use uplifting and powerful words. If you think in lack, you will receive lack. You can't think with the mind of limitation but expect abundance. The two don't go together. So you must stand on positive frequencies to stay positive. 2, read books from all genres. This will force your mind to expand, and once your mind has expanded to a certain length, there's no coming back. And lastly, you are your friends. Statistics prove that you are who you hang around the most. So sit with other children that are getting good grades, have good manners, and are serious about education. Because if Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, was not on the same frequency as him, they would have been executed along with the rest of the wise men in Babylon. So it's very important for your growth to be around other children that are making moves and that are executing. And a real quick blurb about social media, okay? I wasn't going to say this, but real quick thing about social media. Please be careful what you post on social media. Maybe adults too. Please be careful what you post on social media, because in this new world that we're living in on the web, we aren't names on the web, we are numbers. So when you go to apply for colleges, private schools, or a job, the first thing they're going to ask you for are your social media handles. And if you don't want to give it to them, they're going to say, well, why not? And if you do give it to them, what are they going to like what they see? Even if you don't give it to them, they have something called cookies, okay? They can just look you up according to that number, look up your cookies, and see what you're posting. So if you're posting negative things like fights, underage drinking, just negative things, they're going to not accept you. Recently, 3 Harvard students got kicked out of school for what they were inboxing each other. Okay, so please be careful of social media. In our parents' time, right, they had a curtain they could hide behind, and they was able to like do whatever they wanted to do and not be blasted on social media. But now that veil has been lifted, so luckily the veil is in our control. So I just had to say that really quick about social media. And if you do those 3 things, including the 4th, which is social media, like Jeremiah, like Daniel, like David, God will put you in positions that are unheard of for children to be in. You are the future, and anything that you put your mind to, you can do. And if you can see it, it's already done. Thank you.
Amen.